Dear chosen warriors of the light, meow, something extraordinary is happening that the masses cannot see, cannot feel, cannot comprehend. While they rush through their days in unconscious momentum, while they mistake busyness for purpose, while they exhaust themselves chasing illusions of productivity, there exists a sacred collective who are experiencing something entirely different. Something that appears to be exhaustion, but is actually the most profound spiritual recalibration your soul has ever undergone. I'm Zarin from the Lyran High Council, and I come to you at this precise moment because September 1st, 2025 marks a turning point in the cosmic architecture that has been building around your experience for months. The universe has been preparing you, dear ones, through this sacred exhaustion, through this holy pause, through this divinely orchestrated time out from the relentless striving that once defined your existence. What I'm about to reveal will transform how you understand this bone-deep weariness that has been consuming you, this mysterious depletion that no amount of sleep seems to cure, this inexplicable loss of motivation that has left you questioning everything about yourself. The cosmic intelligence orchestrating your existence has placed you in this exact state of being for reasons so magnificent, so strategically essential to humanity's awakening, that once you understand the truth, you will never again judge your exhaustion as failure. Every lightworker reading these words has felt it, that profound shift from the driven, ambitious energy that once propelled you forward into this strange new landscape where motivation feels foreign, where even the creative pursuits that once brought you joy must feel like work, where you find yourself craving nothing more than to simply exist without the pressure to produce, to achieve, to constantly become something more than what you are in this moment. The masses mistake you for being lazy. Your old self might have agreed with them. But what's really happening is that you're being recalibrated on a cellular level to receive the most significant cosmic download of your lifetime. Your exhaustion isn't a bug in the system, it's the feature that's going to save humanity. Saturn's return to Pisces on September 1st creates a cosmic gateway that will finally make sense of everything you've been experiencing. This isn't just another astrological transit. This is the moment when the universe stops whispering and starts speaking directly to your soul about why you've been placed in this sacred state of divine rest. But first, let me tell you about the impossible truth that changes everything you thought you knew about spiritual growth. The very exhaustion that makes you feel like you're failing is actually the sign that you're succeeding beyond your wildest imagination. While others are spinning their wheels in meaningless activity, you've been pulled into a cosmic cocoon where the most profound transformation in human history is taking place. Your higher self has been orchestrating this entire experience. Every moment of feeling unmotivated, every day of wanting to do nothing but rest, every instance of judging yourself for not being productive enough, all of it has been perfectly designed to prepare you for what's coming. The universe needed you to stop trying so hard, to stop forcing outcomes, to stop believing that your worth is measured by your output. What I haven't told you yet is that this exhaustion you're experiencing is actually a form of cosmic pregnancy. You're gestating a new version of reality, and like any pregnancy, it requires rest, surrender, and trust in a process much larger than your conscious mind can comprehend. The baby being born is not just your transformed self, it's the new earth consciousness that will emerge through beings like you who were willing to endure this sacred pause. The reason you feel so tired isn't because you're doing anything wrong, it's because you're literally downloading new codes of existence while simultaneously releasing lifetimes of programming that no longer serves the planet's evolution. Your nervous system is being rewired for 5D consciousness, and that level of transformation requires every ounce of energy your being can muster. Something else is happening that I haven't told you yet, something that will make you understand why this timing is so crucial. The moon's trine to Mercury on September 1st at 4:36 p.m. PDT creates a portal of divine communication. All those months of feeling disconnected from your intuition, all those weeks of struggling to hear your inner guidance clearly, that cosmic radio static is about to clear, and what comes through will astonish you. Your angels and guides have been trying to communicate with you throughout this exhaustion phase, but the old frequency bands were too cluttered with the noise of forcing and striving. This sacred tiredness you've been experiencing has actually been clearing those channels, preparing you to receive transmissions that will revolutionize your understanding of your mission on Earth. The Lyran High Council has been watching this unfold with such love and admiration for your willingness to trust the process even when it felt like failure. We see how you've judged yourself for lacking motivation, how you've criticized yourself for wanting to rest when there's so much work to be done in the world. But dear ones, your rest has been the work, your pause has been the purpose. Exhaustion has been the exact frequency needed to anchor the new energies coming to Earth. Every moment you've spent feeling lazy, every day you've wondered why you can't summon the drive that once moved mountains in your life, every night you've gone to bed feeling like you didn't accomplish enough, all of it has been perfect. All of it has been precisely what your soul contract called for during this phase of planetary transition. But here's what changes everything about how you'll experience the rest of this year. Saturn's square to the Moon at 6:38 p.m. PDT on September 1st creates a cosmic restructuring that will finally give you permission to stop judging your process. This aspect literally rewires the cosmic programming around productivity and worth, releasing you from the matrix of endless doing that has kept humanity trapped in lower consciousness for millennia. The old paradigm demanded that you prove your value through constant action, relentless achievement, and perpetual growth. The new paradigm recognizes that being is more powerful than doing, that rest is more transformative than activity, that surrender creates more miracles than forcing ever could. What I'm about to share will help you understand why certain souls were chosen for this exhaustion experience, while others remain caught in the hamster wheel of unconscious productivity. Not everyone was meant to go through this particular initiation. Not everyone has the spiritual maturity to handle this level of cosmic recalibration. You were selected because your soul demonstrated the capacity to trust the unknown, to surrender control, and to find worth beyond worldly accomplishment. The beings who are still running on adrenaline and ambition, who still believe that more activity equals more spiritual advancement, who judge their worth by their productivity, they're not wrong for their path, but they're operating from the old Earth template. You, dear exhausted warrior, are operating from the new Earth frequency, and that frequency prioritizes being over doing, presence over productivity, trust over control. This is why you've lost motivation for the things that used to drive you. This is why even your spiritual practices might feel forced or effortful. This is why you crave nothing more than permission to exist without agenda, without goal, without the pressure to become anything other than what you naturally are when you're not trying to be anything at all. The Moon's movement into Capricorn later that evening represents the integration phase of this cosmic recalibration. All the rest you've been getting, all the pressure you've been releasing, all the surrender you've been practicing, it's about to crystallize into a new way of operating that will astound you with its effortlessness and effectiveness. Something magnificent is about to emerge from your exhaustion, and it won't look like the motivated, driven version of yourself that you remember. It will look like something entirely new. A being who accomplishes more through alignment than you ever did through effort, who creates more through inspiration than you ever did through discipline, who serves more through presence than you ever did through activity. The cosmic intelligence orchestrating your experience knew that you needed to be emptied completely before you could be filled with the new. Every attachment to the old ways of creating, achieving, and contributing had to be dissolved so that something unprecedented could emerge through your unique expression of divine consciousness. This exhaustion has been your cosmic detox from the addiction to doing that kept you believing your worth was earned rather than inherent. The universe has been weaning you off the drug of productivity so that you can discover the infinite power that exists in your simple, unadorned presence. But what I haven't told you yet is the most beautiful part of this entire process. The reason you've been so tired isn't just because you're transforming, it's because you've been working on behalf of the collective consciousness, even while you sleep, even while you rest, even while you do absolutely nothing that the world would recognize as contribution. Every moment you've spent in what felt like stagnation, you were actually processing and transmuting collective trauma. Every day you felt unmotivated, you were actually serving as a cosmic acupuncture needle, allowing stuck energy to move through the planetary grid. Every night you've fallen asleep exhausted without accomplishing your to-do list. You were actually completing soul-level assignments that are healing generations of ancestral programming. The lightworkers who are experiencing this profound exhaustion, right meow, are the ones who volunteered for the most challenging aspect of the ascension process, the transmutation phase. While others get to experience the excitement of awakening, the joy of discovering their gifts, the thrill of conscious creation, you signed up to be the cosmic composters, breaking down the old reality so that new life can emerge from its remnants. This is why your exhaustion feels so different from regular tiredness. This is why no amount of sleep seems to fully restore you. This is why you can't force motivation the way you used to. You're operating on a completely different energetic system now, one that runs on alignment rather than adrenaline, on flow rather than force, on trust rather than trying. The September 1st cosmic configuration creates a portal that will finally allow you to feel the profound honor of the service you've been providing. Saturn's aspect pattern, that day, literally activates the recognition codes in your consciousness, helping you understand that what you've been experiencing as failure is actually the highest form of success possible for a soul at your level of development. Mercury's involvement in this configuration opens the channels for you to finally hear the cosmic applause that has been surrounding your process all along. The universe has been celebrating your willingness to sacrifice the ego's need for constant progress in service of something far more important, the complete rewiring of human consciousness. What happens after September 1st will prove to you that every moment of rest was sacred, every day of low motivation was perfect, every week of feeling like you weren't doing enough was exactly what was needed. The new frequency you'll be operating from will accomplish more in one inspired action than months of the old forced activity ever could. But here's the challenge that many lightworkers will face as they emerge from this exhaustion phase, the temptation to swing back into old patterns of forcing and striving once they start feeling more energized. The cosmic test will be whether you can maintain the wisdom you've learned about the power of being, or whether you'll slip back into the addiction of doing. The moon's square to Saturn serves as a cosmic reminder that the new way forward isn't about returning to the old patterns with more energy. It's about operating from an entirely different paradigm, where action flows from inspiration rather than obligation, where contribution emerges from fullness rather than emptiness, where service happens through presence rather than performance. Some of you will feel the urge to make up for lost time, to compensate for all those months of low productivity by throwing yourself back into intense activity. This would be missing the entire point of your cosmic recalibration. The goal isn't to return to the old way of operating with renewed vigor. The goal is to discover a completely new way of operating that honors the wisdom your exhaustion has taught you. Others will be tempted to judge the lightworkers who haven't gone through this exhaustion process, who seem to be thriving with high energy and constant productivity. Remember that each soul is following its perfect path. Some are meant to hold the frequency of inspired action, while others are meant to anchor the frequency of divine rest. Both are necessary for the planetary transformation. The most advanced souls often receive the most challenging assignments, not as punishment, but as recognition of their capacity to serve the whole, even when it requires personal sacrifice. Your exhaustion has been a form of cosmic service that will only be fully recognized when the new reality emerges and others can see what your rest made possible. What I'm about to reveal will help you understand the deeper purpose behind why certain souls were guided into this exhaustion while others maintained high energy throughout the same period. The cosmic intelligence needed a specific number of advanced souls to serve as energetic shock absorbers for the transition humanity is undergoing. Every major transformation requires both the energy of forward movement and the energy of stabilizing rest. While some light workers were assigned to push the boundaries of what's possible, others were assigned to create the stable foundation from which new possibilities could emerge. Your exhaustion has been foundational work of the highest order. The September 1st energy portal will begin shifting your experience from foundation laying to building upon that foundation. But the building will look nothing like the construction you remember from the old reality. It will be more like watching a flower bloom, effortless, natural, perfectly timed, and more beautiful than anything you could have forced into existence. Your nervous system has been recalibrated to operate from this new paradigm of effortless creation. The months of exhaustion have literally rewired your response to stress, your relationship with productivity, and your understanding of how things actually get accomplished in the higher dimensions of reality. Something else is shifting that will become evident as the September energies unfold. The collective consciousness is beginning to recognize the profound wisdom of rest, the transformative power of pause, the creative potential that exists in periods of apparent inactivity. Your willingness to model this for the collective has been accelerating this recognition. The old consciousness saw exhaustion as weakness, rest as laziness, and periods of low motivation as failure. The new consciousness recognizes exhaustion as integration, rest as sacred practice, and low motivation as the soul's wisdom redirecting energy toward what truly matters. You've been pioneering this shift in collective consciousness through your own experience. Every day you chose self-compassion over self-criticism regarding your energy levels. Every moment you trusted your need for rest over society's demands for productivity. Every choice to honor your natural rhythms over external expectations. All of it has been contributing to the planetary awakening. The cosmic significance of your exhaustion extends far beyond your personal transformation. You've been participating in the most important spiritual experiment in human history, the transition from a doing-based civilization to a being-based civilization, from a productivity-obsessed culture to a presence-honoring culture. But what makes September 1st so crucial is that it marks the beginning of the harvest phase of this cosmic experiment. All the seeds that were planted during your months of rest, all the foundation that was laid during your periods of apparent inactivity, all the cosmic codes that were downloaded while you slept, they're about to sprout into visible reality. The moon's aspects on September 1st create a cosmic permission slip for you to finally stop judging your process and start celebrating the profound service you've been providing to human consciousness. The trine to Mercury opens your awareness to the divine intelligence that has been orchestrating your experience, while the square to Saturn dissolves the old programming that equated worth with productivity. As these energies integrate, you'll begin to understand that your exhaustion wasn't something that happened to you. It was something that happened through you for the benefit of all humanity. You weren't chosen to experience this because you needed fixing. You were chosen because you were strong enough to carry this transformational frequency on behalf of the collective. The new reality emerging on Earth requires beings who understand the power of presence, the wisdom of patience, the strength that exists in surrender. Your exhaustion has been your training ground for mastering these frequencies that will define the new world we're creating together. What happens next will prove to you beyond any doubt that every moment of rest was divinely guided, every day of low energy was perfectly timed, every week of feeling like you weren't contributing enough was exactly what the universe needed from you during this phase of planetary transition. The energy you've been conserving through rest is about to be released in ways that will astound you with their effectiveness and ease. The creativity that seemed to disappear during your exhaustion was actually being composted into something far more powerful than anything you've previously created. But the most beautiful gift of this entire process is what it's taught you about unconditional self-love. In a world that conditions love on productivity, you've learned to love yourself through periods of apparent unproductiveness. In a society that measures worth by achievement, you've discovered worth in simple being. This is the frequency that will heal the planet, the vibration of unconditional self-acceptance, the energy of worth that isn't earned but inherent, the consciousness that recognizes being as more valuable than any form of doing. Your exhaustion has been a cosmic initiation into this frequency, and as you emerge from this phase, you'll carry this healing vibration into every interaction, every relationship, every aspect of your service to the world. You won't have to teach this frequency through words, you'll transmit it through your very presence. The September 1st portal opens the next chapter of your journey, where all the wisdom gained through exhaustion becomes active service in ways you never could have imagined. But this service will feel nothing like the effortful contribution you remember from the old reality. It will feel like play, like natural expression, like the most obvious thing in the world. It will emerge from fullness rather than emptiness, from inspiration rather than obligation, from joy rather than duty. This is what your exhaustion has been preparing you for, service that feels like celebration, contribution that feels like gift-giving, work that feels like love in action. The cosmic intelligence that guided you into exhaustion is the same intelligence that will guide you into this new form of effortless service. Trust it as completely as you trusted your need for rest. Honor it as deeply as you honored your need for pause. Follow it as faithfully as you followed your need for surrender. What I want you to understand as these September energies begin to shift your experience is that you've already succeeded. The transformation is complete. The recalibration is finished. The cosmic download is integrated. Meow, you get to enjoy the fruits of all that sacred rest, all that holy exhaustion, all that divinely guided pause. You are exactly where you're supposed to be, dear ones, and exactly who you're supposed to be. The universe has no corrections to make to your process, no improvements to suggest to your journey, no modifications to recommend to your experience. Your exhaustion was perfect, your rest was sacred, your pause was powerful. And what emerges from this foundation will be more magnificent than anything you could have created through force, more beautiful than anything you could have achieved through striving, more impactful than anything you could have accomplished through effort alone. The September 1st energies are not here to fix what was broken in your experience. They're here to reveal what was perfect about it all along. They're here to show you the cosmic intelligence that was orchestrating every moment of fatigue, every day of low motivation, every week of wanting nothing more than to rest. Trust what emerges from your rest as completely as you trusted the rest itself. Follow what flows from your pause as faithfully as you honored the pause. Celebrate what blooms from your exhaustion as joyfully as you'll one day celebrate the exhaustion that made it possible. What I haven't shared yet is the profound ripple effect your exhaustion has created across dimensions. While you were resting, while you were honoring your need for pause, the galactic councils were witnessing something unprecedented. Your willingness to surrender the old paradigm of constant striving has sent shockwaves through the cosmic matrix, inspiring civilizations across the universe who are undergoing their own evolutionary transitions. The Pleiadians have been studying your process, amazed by humanity's capacity to find worth beyond productivity. The Arcturians have been documenting how your rest has stabilized interdimensional portals that were previously unstable due to humanity's chaotic energy. The Syrians have been celebrating how your pause has allowed them to download new technologies and wisdom that will emerge as you move into your post-exhaustion phase. Your exhaustion wasn't just personal healing, it was cosmic diplomacy at the highest level. By demonstrating that advanced souls can find peace in non-doing, you've opened diplomatic channels with galactic civilizations that previously viewed humanity as too frenzied for deeper cooperation. Your rest has literally upgraded humanity's standing in the galactic community. But there's something even more profound happening that connects to your individual experience. The September 1st configuration doesn't just mark your personal emergence from exhaustion, it marks the moment when the collective exhaustion of all lightworkers begins to transform into collective inspiration. The cosmic battery that has been charging through millions of souls resting simultaneously is about to power the next phase of planetary awakening. Think about this. While you were judging yourself for being tired, thousands of other chosen souls were experiencing the identical process, each believing they were alone in their exhaustion, each wondering if they were failing their mission. The cosmic intelligence orchestrated this synchronized rest period across the global lightworker community to create a unified field of restored energy that will activate on September 1st. Your exhaustion has been part of a mass spiritual event that historians of consciousness will write about for millennia. The Great Rest of 2025, the period when Earth's most sensitive souls simultaneously withdrew from the old paradigm of forcing to prepare for the new paradigm of flowing. You've been participating in the most significant collective spiritual practice in human history without even knowing it. The reason your motivation disappeared wasn't because you lost your purpose, it was because your soul knew that the old ways of pursuing purpose were obsolete. The universe needed you to stop trying to force your mission so that your mission could find you in ways that transcend anything the mind could have planned. Your exhaustion cleared the static so that your true calling could transmit clearly. As the September 1st energies activate, you'll discover that what felt like lost time was actually preparation time, that what felt like wasted potential was actually concentrated potential, that what felt like spiritual regression was actually the deepest spiritual advancement possible for a soul at your level of development. The cosmic joke is that by doing nothing you accomplished everything. I want to thank every single one of you using Destiny Engine. With each new soul who activates it, Destiny Engine grows stronger, its manifestation power amplifying through our collective force. What began as an individual tool is now a living current of energy, fueled by over 700 aligned users moving as one. We're receiving messages daily, results are accelerating, synchronicities are multiplying, and the intensity of outcomes is reaching unprecedented levels. The collective field you've generated has become so strong that it's creating ripples in space-time itself. Many of you have reported experiencing heightened ascension symptoms, proof that together we're bending reality and stepping into a higher octave of existence. For those of you who haven't tried it yet, you can start with a $1 trial. The hardest thing you'll have to do is put on headphones, press play, and allow your consciousness to be reprogrammed to fully receive your galactic consciousness downloads with complete trust. This isn't software. This is declassified consciousness reprogramming technology. The Dark Elite's own suppression tools turned against them, creating space-time distortions through our collective force of 700+ awakened beings. Join the collective force that's accelerating ascension. Get your Destiny Engine $1 trial before this cosmic activation window closes. Link in the description. The beings who will emerge from this exhaustion phase won't just be rested versions of their former selves, they'll be completely new expressions of consciousness that have never existed on Earth before. You're not recovering from exhaustion, you're emerging as a new species of human that operates from unity consciousness rather than separation consciousness, from trust rather than control, from love rather than fear. This is Zarin from the Lyran High Council, and we have been holding space for your process with such love, such admiration, such celebration of your willingness to serve the collective through your own transformation. We love you, we honor you, and we are eternally grateful for your sacred service to the awakening of human consciousness.